This is DayTraderRockStar on the scene of a market rally overnight. Actually, the market's up about 12, 13 points right now. And I'm doing a video on overnight, just kind of a fast watch list. I've been doing a show here, and I said, you know what, there's a couple of things I'll mention on the video and get that out. But I was going to set up the YouTube and send that out. We've been doing members only a lot here at Day Trader Radio. So the YouTube channel goes on from the morning hours until about 11:30, and then we go members only to the close. And so make your way over to DayTraderRadio.com to be able to get inside, use all our indicators, the Rockbot, the Tradeometer, chat rooms, trading rooms, everything. Everything you hear and see, you get to actually use. Plus the school of stock, too. So market at the highs right now. And we discussed this earlier. I figured, let me go back on it. You know, I think I was discussing it with Shuttleworth in the room. And what are we looking for tomorrow? Gap down and reversal. Gap up, reversal, fade. Like today. Today was a big gap up and a fade. And we did pretty good, you know, analyzing the markets today. Trading was okay. I got some trades in. We'll go over those in a second. I wasn't really messing with stocks because I didn't really believe that we're at the old time, you know, at the lows where we should really be concentrating on stocks. And just before I even begin everything, BIIB here, Biogen. If you're in Biogen, and you might be, or I'm in a little, it got halted after hours. And it's good news. It's very good news. The Alzheimer drug passed primary endpoints. So I'm reading up some good stuff on that. That might open up 100 points higher. That's going to drive the IBB up and the LABU up. LABU. So the LABU might actually have a great day tomorrow. That's already going to gap up. It's already moved from 652 to 690. But that's the Biogen's heavily weighted 3% of the IBB. So the LABU 3 times the return of that. So we'll see how far Biogen goes. Biogen, when they first had their Alzheimer drug news before everything went haywire on it, I remember one day it was up like hundreds of points. Let me zoom out here. This day here, it was trading at about 277, and it spiked to 470, almost 477, almost a 200-point spike, and it hung out up there. Now we go back; it's under $200. Now we had news. How far is it going to go? If it goes up 100 points, that brings us up to 300. This is big. This is a big, big drug for them. That brings us up to that consolidation area. I'm not going to make any crazy calls on this, say this thing gets back up to $400, but it is a definite positive. So prepare yourself for some profits tomorrow. So market here popped up here. A lot of things we wanted to cover in the video. That I wanted to cover the news. So watch Biogen tomorrow morning, LABU tomorrow morning. It's on the screen right there. Some other, the IBB, etc. Maybe some other stocks. Eli Lilly was running after hours. LLY, who they probably partnered up with that stock. Now the Biogen was halted. You won't see any action on that. But look at the Eli Lilly after hours here. That's a big move here. That's from 311 to 333. With the gap up tomorrow, which I think we get, that's another thing we're deciding how we're going to play this going forward. Is the lows in, or what's going to happen tomorrow? That timing is everything. Timing in this market that's when you become, a rock star. You could time it. You could probably say, market's going to be higher next year. Yeah, all right. Well, give me a better time frame than that. Eventually things are going to straighten out. We're going to have a nice rally. But put that call within a 48-hour period. Give me 2 days in that call. I'll give you 2 days. Say it's going to rally within the next 48 hours. And what's a rally? Or how far are you telling me going up? All vague calls in the market. Is the bottom in? That's the big call, right? Is the bottom in? If the bottom's in, man, this is a great level. If the market rallies, is there too many people out there expecting this to be a bear market rally? So is it already defeated itself? It's just going through the motion. Why would it even go up? So my call for tomorrow, we kind of gap up. And then a lot of people hit it with shorts, but the market kind of blows through those shorts. Short term. Short term. We have a rally tomorrow. We're off that lower trend line. A lot of people think we faded today. That was kind of, here's the gap up. Failed on the 200, came right down. Jumped on the trend line there. Good trend line. We kind of flushed through it. Came back above it. Tested it, and then finally blew off of it and came back to it one more time, and then bounced off of that the last few minutes of the day. So tomorrow, if we gap up, is there a little wedge pattern here playing out? I'm not even. No, I'm just looking at something like that. But no, I'm not even looking at that. That's the hardest call right now. It's a timing issue. All right. The one thing we will say is we did get down to June lows. All right. June lows. We did hit those and took those out. We do have that lower trend line underneath us. Nice lower trend line.
1 minute sell divergence short signal.
And there's a short signal right there. And there's profits being taken already on it.
Order submitted.
Not yet. So let's see if we get down. We have a little further trend line underneath us, and then underneath that, we have the dreaded 2020 highs. Before COVID. If we come back to that level and just call it a scratch, a mulligan, do over, maybe we'll call it the mulligan trade. 33.64 brings us back Groundhog's Day. It's right before the COVID hit. We were here. I was doing an overnight show, and I remember getting some news out of the bat and infested COVID coming out of the Chinese food markets and stuff, and there was people sick. We were trading overnight, and we could feel it happen. Right when we're sitting there, we could feel it. We could see the news coming out. Waiting for a person to get it in Europe. One person. Remember, we were just waiting for one person to get it. Is it going to come to America? Let's wait. Put the clocks up on the. There's one infected. Remember all the funny stuff that was going on about the. If someone was at the bus stop and they sneezed, they just sprayed them down with Lysol. Crazy stuff. Anyway, we're on that lower trend line. On the lower trend line here. My trend line. That's the original 1, 2, 3 pattern. All right? I'm not worried about this breakdown here. That's because the original pattern usually holds up pretty good. Now, there's a couple candles here that kind of helped us confirm that and say, all right, something's really trying to hold these trend lines. It's really holding here. We gapped down, came back, held it again. Definitely something that you watch. So we're down at that level. The other thing, again, I'll tell you my 3. I went over this on the HPS watch list that goes out every week. My 3 signs of a bottom. All right, it would be a divergence. I would prefer one on the weekly. Or a big weekly reversal candle. But I would even look down here at this point, a good steep divergence on a daily as a thing, as a good signal. Capitulation in the form of some really bad news. We could tell that there's, the market breadth is extremely negative. Everything here is pointed to negative. The extreme fear gauge has dropped to 2. A real kind of a little scare. I don't think we're expecting too much. But something that's, I know the market's wants that. So I have a feeling if you do get any bad news, it's going to be a fast money grab. So, and then we are watching the VIX. I am watching the VIX. I'm still, I would say this is a lower part of my analysis here, where we've been getting up to that 36, 37 level on the VIX whenever we had a kind of a topping market. And also watching for these reversal candles on VIX. The VIX tails corresponds with a market, a market bottom actually. So if I did an inverse here in December and beginning of February, at March, if I do that, if I put that S&P on there, so December, right before February, right after March, here's December, the dips. So whenever we get right before February, the dips are the ones where we get those spikes in the VIX. So we had a spike there, right after March, right here. And we could follow those. And those were all significant, kind of real good bounce areas. So we haven't gotten there yet, but that would be a great signal for a bounce. If we get that VIX up a little bit more. I don't want to count on that though, but that's something to watch. So market here pulled back a little, 475, but looked at, there was a beautiful divergence back here. Caught that on both the 3 minute and the 1 minute time frame. It was a good divergence, really nice, beautiful divergence. And today was, with the fade today and the downward trend, we kind of had to understand that anything on the long side had to be short and sweet. Probably going to continue to watch that until tomorrow. I mean, not going to do anything tonight anyway. But I wanted to show you some of the. I like to do this as a review for myself. Here's that recent divergence right here. Now, I only had one contract on there. And again, I think we came in today also concentrating on making sure you take the right entry. Using your 9-3 oscillator here, just look how important it is when you get your entry. So once it's down here and you get this starting to turn back up, it's much better. And I even was kind of late on that. I saw that reversal candle, and I just hesitated, and I got in. It was a nice pop, and I got out because of that rotation. I said, all right, I want to get out, and that probably worked out for me. Here, this one was kind of heading up, and then it kind of just chopped around sideways, and finally I got out. Nothing really going on there. And this is where I was getting, this was kind of in the beginning of the day. We were just trying to figure out if this market was going to rally back up to the highs or we're going to continue to roll over. This was kind of a mistake. We had a kind of a breakout. I think I was a little anxious. Worked out fine. I got a nice little pop. I think it was just based off of the 60-10 here. And then we pulled back a little. And then at that point, when we had that pullback, I said, all right, it's oversold. If we look for a flag here, this would be it. And we kind of got a nice little bump, a little pop on that. And once that got up close to overbought, I took it off. And then here, this one didn't do anything. And you can see it failed there, and that's something that you don't see too often, but when you do see it, you have to recognize it, that failure to follow through. And that actually came back up, and then it really did fail. So not bad. Did I miss anything? Well, let's see. What we could do here? We could actually run this. I could run this. Run a script on this. Now this is the 1 minute time frame, so let's just run this script on here. And I'm using the 5 minute divergence script just because it's the same script, it's just labeled differently. And what I'm doing is I'm just activating. I'm not even I'm just letting it be defaulted to an active, it's just going to activate and kind of just backfill any places this was a divergence. And as you can see, there was a few here. This one we just recognized before. Well, actually, did we recognize this one? No, this was, let's go all the way back to where we are now. Let's start here again. See, now this is if we just had the bot running, which I did have running at one point today. I had 2 trades off the bot, which didn't show up on the other chart because you need to have the bot script running to show you the past trades on it. But look at this, perfect, nice steep divergence. This was the recent divergence right here, and the bot grabbed that, and it just takes it off, follows it with a trailing stop, and it's not really tuned to the current market conditions. It's just an identifier and takes fast profits. If it had a very strong trending mark, you could probably set your parameters, give it a little more of a trailing stop to give it more room to run, or just go manual with it. Another nice divergence here, that candle. This one, it looks like it was trying to put a divergence. Yeah, you could see what happened, but it quickly failed there. So that was a little reversal. But then it picked it up here and it had actually a nice run. Beautiful. Look at this one. Textbook divergence here. Textbook. That came in at 3. What day was that? Was that yesterday? Did I already go through yesterday? Anyway, that was a textbook. Nice lower low, big reversal candle, a screaming mark, screaming higher. Here we had a nice divergence, nice move up. Nice divergence here, nice move up. And this is just like taking first profits, taking second profits. All of these have been really, even here, first profit, second profit being taken. And even catching these little divergences on this. The key is, though, is having these stochastics in your favor. Once you have those in your favor. But I have this running during the day, so you should be able to see these on the rock bot. That's pretty good. I could go back all the way on that if I want and continue to see that. We put the 3-minute time frame on here. You might be even seeing a different story. I'm just going to put it on the 3-minute time frame. Let it calculate. See, much better now, much longer rally, because normally we get 5 to 7 candles per divergence, or based on this rotation here through my studies. A 5 to 7 candle on a 3-minute is 15 to 21 minutes of upside, which is nice. And that's what we exactly got on all these. They all went up here, and then they kind of pulled back a little, but they already took profits. Pretty impressive. So that's on the bot channel. We have the 3-minute and the 1-minute and the Bitcoin. All right, so pretty impressive. I could go out to the 5-minute, but I think the 1 and 3-minute are the key levels. We'll take a look at the 5-minute. The bigger the time frame, the less setups you're going to get. There was only one setup in this time frame, and that was a nice one. Look at that nice move up on the 5-minute, and that was a nice move. Let's see here. That was a nice. I can't tell what that was. If that was a short, no, I don't have a short on there. That was a nice move. Could have took it further. This was a beautiful 5-minute divergence. Could have took it further. These are, just as good. I love the 5-minute. Don't get me wrong. It's just not giving you it's giving you good opportunities. Hell, you could have this running on the 1-minute, 3-minute, the 1-minute, 3-minute, and 5-minute. Three different screens. Or put them all on one screen, box them up, square them up. In all this, I didn't. But anyway, I just was just showing this. There was a buy side divergence, went up to a sell side divergence. sell side divergence, the script is running on the 1 minute time frame. It says long short divergence. It's actually is it still in the trade here? No, something's going wrong here.
Order submitted.
Let me see
Order
what
filled.
was going on there. I had to restart that. Be careful on that short. Let me double check my short. All right, let me finish the video, then I'll go back and do that. Do I feel the yearly lows will break overnight? I'm the type of trader, I've been through some pretty crazy markets, feel more comfortable knowing I'm getting a good bargain, or I see the fear. I'm not affected by fear so much as a newer trader would be. Knowing that's the market cycles and that's how the market works, and when things look the worst, it's usually the best time to buy, and that's so true. That is so true. It's just hard for newer traders who haven't experienced that to experience the fear and then face that fear and say, all right, everything's going to be all right. Especially if you're losing money, it's you can't help but get caught sometimes. Just think of all the people during the COVID, with the SPACs and these IPOs that are stuck in these stocks so much higher. Even the apes out there, the AMCs, the GameStops, the DWACs, there got to be people just stuck in all these. The market here is up 2.25. It's a tradable market tonight. We'll keep it. I'll be here a bit, so I wouldn't mind seeing what we could do on this. I actually like the action on it. I'd even go over the triple rotations today. Lots of times I like to do that. We got right here was a triple rotation divergence. Those are the best. When you have a 5-minute stochastic coming down, just down to that 20 line, when there's a divergence, a higher low with a lower low in price. That's a textbook, beautiful Picasso right there. That is a Picasso of charts there. Let me get rid of the other stuff on here because that's why it's kind of. Now it's going to get rid of all the signals because it's off of the script mode. But right here, I want to actually take when I find something like this, I kind of nerd out on it and say, oh my God, this is great. This is my perfect setup. I must take a picture of it. Let's use F2 fast hotkey here. But this is the key right there. I don't know why my my volume is overlaying my stochastics. I must have something overlaying there. I'll fix that. But either way, you can see we're just getting down again into that such situation. So we get a divergence and oversold 60-10. Might be setting up again. Mirror image. Let's go out a little bit further and see if we can see any more of those. Here we just about oversold, and a little divergence right here. You can see the higher low and the oversold, and look at that nice big move. So that's two that happened there. Oh my God! Tell me this is not exactly the same thing. It's like look at this low, this lower low, the higher low, and the oversold 5. And look at the big move here. That was the low again. All those these are identical. Very strange. That whole look to this. The higher low, you see that candle goes down here. It's much lower than that candle. But this, and then this is oversold. 3 of them in a row. Right here. Right here. Exactly. That is amazing. And that is on the 1 minute time frame. We got to look at that. We got to continue to keep that 60 minute in our rear view mirror, so to speak. We're just always watching it. Here we had a rotation, just about a rotation there. That was a divergence, though. You can see that 14. You see that 20 line here, and you see this low and this lower low, and where this remember I said if there's a 14.3 and there's not a 9.3, that's a very strong divergence. That was the low. Where was I for that one? Well, we're gonna get them all tomorrow. Every single one of them we're gonna get. I'll leave you off with this video. Head over to Day Trading Radio.